Toronto, Manhattan, fast food, Dakar, Sénégal, la grand-mère à l'hôpital, Dantec, tout va bien, Kairek, moi ici, toi là-bas, le visa au consulat, numéro 39, y'attend, à l'état civil, déjà l'an 2000, déjà 2000 ans, au Manhattan, fast food, Dakar, Sénégal, cinéma, le Paris.
Hi guys, welcome to Aarti Paarti Quick Bites. Today we're making an all-in-one meal. We're making quinoa cooked in coconut milk with some broccoli and some tomatoes and some yummy South Indian spices. I love quinoa, and that's how you pronounce it, in case you've never heard of it before. Quinoa is this grain from South America, from the Mayans, I think. The Mayans or the Aztecs? I can't remember. In any case, it's a really great grain because it's the only grain that has all the nine amino acids. So it's a complete protein. That doesn't mean there's a ton of protein in it, but it does mean that it has all those acids just like a piece of meat would. So you need about a cup. You should wash your quinoa. Okay, so we're going to let the quinoa drain, and while it's doing that, I'm heating up a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil in my saucepan. You want the oil hot enough so that when you add your seeds, it sizzles. So you can do a test drop if that helps you. We're going to be using some cumin seeds and some mustard seeds. You'll need a teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of mustard. So we're just going to let them cook a little while. They'll start to splutter. Let them splutter. It's all good. That'll just take a few seconds. In the meantime, let's get the second part in, which is these are fenugreek seeds. This is what most Indian food has, that really pungent flavor. It comes from these. So your house might smell a little bit, but it's totally worth it. So let's do half a teaspoon of these. And some dried curry leaves. Like maybe 4 or 5 or 6. Yeah, maybe one more. I've also got half a can of whole tomatoes in here. I like them kind of chunky. You'll be able to smell the seeds. Don't let them burn. You'll know when they're burning. It'll smell a little bit burnt. So before that happens, throw your seeds and your curry leaves in. It's actually smoking a little bit, so I'm going to put the tomatoes in just to cool it down. Okay. So all in all, it looked like I had like 4 or 5 of these tomatoes. And don't throw away all that yummy juice because we'll use it. At least a little bit of it. I'm going to use some nice shredded coconut here. I got this at the Indian store. You can also just get, a regular brown hairy coconut from the supermarket, crack it open and shred all that meat with your box grater. So I've got, to me this looks about a 1/4 cup. And I'm just going to shortcut the cooking process a little bit. Just cut it into chunks and it'll break up in that sauce. Cook these tomatoes just for a few minutes until they sort of mush a little bit more and it almost looks saucy. It smells so good in here. I'm using light coconut milk because it's less fatty. It also means, I think, that it has a little less coconut flavor, which is why I added the fresh stuff in here. We're also going to add about a 1/2 cup of that tomato juice. If you used fresh tomatoes, just go ahead and use water. And I chopped up 2 cloves of garlic. I'm throwing that in too. Yay! This is so yummy. It kind of ends up coming out a little bit like a risotto. So I'm putting the lid on. I'm just to bring it to the boil quicker. And some salt. And a lot of pepper. We're going to throw a handful of cashews in. It's my favorite part. And then we're going to take this down to a simmer, put the lid on it, and cook it for 15 minutes.
What are you going to do while it's cooking?
I'm going to play the ukulele. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, oh, how I wonder what you are. It smells lovely in here. And it's been about 10-15 minutes, and a lot of the coconut milk has been absorbed by the quinoa, so it's fluffed up a little bit. And actually you can see, the prettiest thing about quinoa is there's this little germ that comes out. So there are these little spirals. You can see one there. It's so pretty. So throw your broccoli in a layer over the top. Throw a lid on it and let it go for another 5 minutes. Look how bright green all that broccoli is. It's just so comforting. Yum! I've been hungry for hours, so I just want you to know what torture you've been putting me through while I've been waiting to eat. Shall we? It's funny because it almost reminds me of Spanish rice because of the tomatoes, but then it has that nutty, mustardy, smoky flavor from the seeds, and then that curry flavor from the fenugreek. It's so good. I really hope you'll try it. It's so good. It's so good! You have to try it!